The U200 underpinner, manufactured in Italy by Alfamacchine, is needed to assemble frames. It's a pedal underpinner suitable for novices, photographers and artists who want to make their own frames. Let's firstly see how to assemble a frame, and then we'll analyze the machine's parts. First of all, you have to set the points in which the wedges will be inserted. To set the points, you have to tighten the two knobs, which fix the two limits in which the supporting square can move. I lower the vertical presser so that it remains fixed at about 2 cm above the corner. I now assemble the 4 pieces of the frame completely. I now assemble another type of frame. I'll firstly show how the wedges enter the frame, and then I attach the 4 pieces. The maximum width of the molding which can be assembled is 13 cm. We're now going to see all the frame's elements. The machine can work with wedges which are 5, 7, 10, 12 and 15 mm high. Each wedge height has to have a so-called head, which has to be fixed on the underpinner before inserting the stick of wedges. This, for example, is the 15 mm head. It has to be inserted in the machine and it has to be fixed with the Allen key, which is provided with the underpinner. To insert the stick of wedges, you have to firstly pull back the spring, which pushes the wedges forwards. Then you insert the stick in the special track, ensuring that the glue is on the top part of the stick. At the end, you let go of the spring. You can use the magnet which is provided with the machine to remove the wedges which are inside the underpinner. The vertical presser is needed to keep the frame's corner blocked during the joining. The presser has to be fixed at about 2 cm from the frame. To fix it, you have to pull the knob and then let it go again in a way that the point of the spring goes into one of the presser's holes. The vertical presser can be moved horizontally to place it exactly on top of the frame. The position then has to be fixed by tightening the blocking lever. At the base of the vertical presser is a magnet. 2 different pads can be applied to this magnet: an angular pad and a round one. Both have a felt base. The round pad is better for flat frames, whilst the angular pad is better for shaped frames, such as this one. The machine allows us to fix the position of 2 wedges. I now set the first point of where the wedges will be inserted. I tighten the knob to fix the position. I now set the last point. Also, this is fixed by tightening the knob. If the frame requires just one position, it's best to fix the position with the large central knob. This system is particularly useful when you have to apply more stacked wedges, like on this frame. This frame is quite big and so needs other wedges between the first and last ones. In these cases, I help myself with the millimeter scale, which is on the left of the supporting square. To explain the procedure, it's better we'll see again from the back of the machine. I set the first position with this knob. With this other knob, I set the second position. If only one position is necessary, then it's best to set it with this larger knob. I want to insert 2 15 mm wedges in this frame. I lower the vertical presser. I now insert the 2 wedges by pressing the pedal. It's possible to apply stacked wedges. In this frame, for example, I applied 2 stacked wedges like this. For big frames, we need different wedges. Let's see this example. Here I put 2 15mm stacked wedges. Here 1 wedge. And here other 2 stacked wedges. The position of the pedal can be moved from the right to the left or vice versa. It's something useful for left-handed workmen. You have to unscrew this knob and change the hole which regulates the height to lift. On the sides of the machine are 2 handles, one on the right and one on the left. To change the inclination, you have to firstly loosen the handle and then move the inclination. At the end, to fix the inclination, you have to tighten the handles. The machine which you are seeing has 2 extensions which are needed to support the frame better during the joining. Please note that the extensions are an option and therefore have to be ordered separately. Before I apply the extensions, I have to remove the beads which block the holes in which the extensions have to be fixed. I then fix the extensions with the bolts on each side. I then apply the other 2 bolts which are needed to fix the extensions better. There are 2 squares which are needed for octagonal or hexagonal frames. To apply a square, you have to firstly remove the vertical presser. Then you have to remove the machine's normal square by unscrewing the bolts which hold it fixed. Finally, you have to insert the other square and fix it with the bolts. The hexagonal and octagonal square are optionals and therefore have to be ordered separately. To install the machine, I start by screwing the rubber feet which are at the base. I then hook the upper part of the base to the bottom part and fix it with the screws provided. I now insert the parts of the pedal. This is what we use to hook the pedal to the machine. I now apply the pedal's rod. The rod can be applied both on the right and on the left of the center. To assemble the machine completely, I have to set the base on the ground. I set the machine on top of the base. I then fix it to the base with the 4 bolts provided, after having screwed the 2 bolts provided with the handle. And then the other 2 bolts which have to be screwed with an Allen key. I now hook the metal cable to the pedal. The cable has to go through the two pulleys and then has to be fixed to the coupling device of the pedal. It's possible to choose the height of the pedal by using one of the holes on the device. At the ends I apply the vertical presser. It's also possible to work from the back of the machine by inverting its position. Let's see how. I start by unhooking pedal's cable from the coupling device. I then unscrew the 4 bolts which keep the machine fixed to the base. I lift the machine and invert its position. I screw the 4 bolts again. I hook the cable to the coupling device again. To show how you work from the back of the machine, I'll assemble a frame with 2 sets of stacked wedges from every corner. We supply an instruction leaflet.
You will find the Underpinner Minigraf U200 on the Rinaldin catalogue and on the website www.rinaldin.com.